like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 5, episode 13. This was this was like almost the longest hour of my life. I just can't even, I think I just hit the microphone. It was just a long ass, drawn out ass hour. And while it was entertaining and informational and all that stuff, I still was like, at one point I said, damn, it's still 30 minutes left. They've been talking like forever. I was just like, Lord Jesus, please be offensive and just help me get out of the situation to watch Married to Medicine tonight because I want to go to bed. It is currently 2:30 in the morning. And, I'm tired. So, I hope everyone had a great Friday. You'll get this on Saturday. I had to do 2 other reviews earlier tonight, which is why these 2 are later. And I hope everyone enjoy. If you are new to my channel, yes, I review different TV shows. I got a lot of new subscribers recently. Happy about that. So anyone who was new, welcome to my corner. You know what I'm saying? These are my antics and I review shows, and come down, have a seat and relax and just enjoy yourself. Yes, I wear a microphone so that people can hear me because usually I'm very soft spoken and it is what it is. I think that's about it. So yeah, I'll do a video. I think tomorrow I'm going to reintroduce myself because it's some new people who be, got to get their ass in line. So this particular episode opened up right where the last one left off. They on that damn boat and they arguing, honey. Mariah then said how they don't go easy on her, but they go real easy on Quad, and Quad don't like it. You have Simone kind of saying, well, yes, that is true. We do go easy on her because she's sensitive, so we tend to not, want to do much to her, whatever. They then show videos showing Quad arguing and crying and being extra emotional and, being Quad, just being Quad and whatever. And she doesn't feel that's true. She's like, I feel like, y'all be holding my feet to the fire more than anybody else. And Simone just says how, she said how they never give her a break, that she don't know what they're talking about. Simone says how that's not true. You put yourself on the pedestal as if you're above us and we're beneath you. Honey, and Quad is yelling, Simone is yelling, and y'all know when Simone get to yelling, her voice get real, real high pitched, honey, and it's a whole bunch to listen to. But, it was what it was. And, the guys I think someone was trying to, intervene. And they was like, nope, just let them go. Just don't even worry about it. Let them finish it out. And it's true. Sometimes the guys can sit out situations as long as they just talking. As long as they're nobody finna fight. I think if they finna fight, then you come get your wife, calm her ass down. But the guys end up leaving the boat. They go and jump in the water because they are now docked or whatever. They jump in the water, swim with the fishes. And the ladies are still on the boat talking. Toya bring up how all the ladies do feel like Quad, do put herself above the other ladies in some sort of way. How she has this idea in her head that she's elevating this above them. Jackie gives an example and says, she said, for example, whenever we're doing things or getting together for stuff, you're always consistently late. You don't have any respect for anyone else's time, and we don't say anything because you sensitive. Now, Quad tried to make it seem as if she pulled that excuse up out the air and it don't mean nothing. They couldn't find nothing else. They're going to say I'm late. That show how she thinks she's better than other people because she can't even see how you're wasting other people's times as if their time don't matter. They on your time. See, she didn't even get that. They went right over her head. Why? Because she thinks she's elevated. And when Jackie said that, I said, if you think about it, in a lot of these scenes, I think I'm thirsty. In a lot of these scenes that they do, they say how they're waiting for Quad, and it's always a thing. I always keep literally this thing full of water. Well, I have a few of them full of water, and that's what I drink out of in between time in the meantime. So yeah, anywho, but we see a lot how they do be saying how they waiting on Quad. Where Quad at? Quad in here? And no, Quad always late. Because sometimes, and people who do that, when you're always late to something and someone is waiting on you, you are not respecting their time. You're thinking you're better than them in a way. Their time doesn't matter. You'll get there when you get there, especially when you consistently do it. When you consistently do it as if I know I'm supposed to be there to meet y'all so we can do this at 5. I'm gonna get there at 6. Or I'm gonna get there at 5:45 because, that's just what I want to do. But she didn't get that. And, Heavenly brings up, she's like, well, sometimes it's hard to talk to you because you blow up so fast. Now, Heavenly, calm the hell down because you are the exact same way. Like, you consistently blow up at people. So I thought Heavenly saying that was kind of crazy. Now, Jackie would have said that, it would have been cool. Even if Toya would have said that, it would have been okay because Toya don't blow up too much at people too fast. Not as much as Mariah. I mean, not as much as Quad does and Heavenly does. But, her saying it was still an issue, was what it was. And, she says how Quad holds on to issues. And we do see that. But Quad mainly has been holding on to issues with Mariah. Okay? And we don't know when it's going to ever go away. So, it is what it is. Quad saying how, I can't believe this. I have been emotionally there for you lately. I have been emotionally there for you ladies when you have been going through things. So how can you say that I am too emotional? Just because you are there for other people when they are going through things doesn't mean that when you're going through things or when someone approaches you about something, you don't over exaggerate or over analyze everything, and then you kind of flip out and you get pissed off and you don't want to talk to anybody. So it's a complete difference. And Mariah, like, talking to her is like talking to a brick wall. She not even taking in what we saying, and she wasn't, and I completely agree. This is a long episode, and I'm not going to try to make this a long vlog, so I'm going to go to the good parts, and everything else, we're going to leave at the wayside. They at this damn bonfire. And the bonfire is also a couples therapy supposed to be situation, and shit went left. Shit went completely left. It went so far left, the shit almost went right. And Heavenly came up with these questions that she was going to have each couple come in the middle, sit and face each other, and the wife asked the husband a question, the husband asked the wife a question, and that was supposed to be the premise of it. And but what I thought was unfair is how Heavenly said that her and Damon were not going to participate in this because they don't have any big issues. They have minor issues. And Toya said, well, I think me and Eugene issues are minor, so why should we have to participate? I completely agree. In the years before, whoever planned the couples trip, the couple who planned it also participated. They didn't put themselves out of it as if they don't have any issues. So I didn't like that either about how Heavenly tried to say, her and Damon wasn't going to participate. So first they called up Jackie and Curtis, honey, and Heavenly tells Jackie to ask Curtis, what did that lady give you that I didn't? I said, no, what? That ain't how she said it, but that's what I said. What did she give you that I didn't? And I'm like, Lord Jesus Christ, Mary and Jesus. What? Curtis cheated. Curtis has apologized. Curtis know he fucked up. So I'm not going to go in on Curtis every time his cheating comes up. I've went in on him before. I've already said things about what he did. It was wrong. It was real fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to even get into that part of it. What I liked about what Curtis said today was, I'm not going to discuss her and what she did. I'm not going to do that because you outweigh anybody. I love that he said that, which meant let's not make this about the other woman. Let's not do that. Let's keep it to, me and what I did and what part I played in it. He says how what he did was a horrible miscalculation of his judgment. Now, the wording that he said, I think Eugene and Toya didn't like that, saying, cheating ain't a horrible miscalculation in the way it is. He just said it differently. What he mean is, I completely fucked up. I completely made a fucked up decision, meaning the judgment that I used to do something dumb was completely, horrible. He just said it differently. And, it is what it is. He says how he wants to focus on what he didn't get right so that he is not put, the situation does not happen again. I love that, She did tell Curtis to ask Jackie, Jackie, why do you act like you don't care? And I like how Curtis sort of kind of, changed it and says, why is it that sometimes it seems like you don't care? And Jackie was crying. It made me so sad. not well, yeah, he did. Jackie was crying, saying, it's not that I don't care, but at times I equate being emotional and emotional. When I'm on here recording, I can see people's comments, and I think somebody just commented with like a spoiler to Black Panther. Okay, no, they didn't. And I don't like when people comment on my reviews or anything and give spoilers for stuff that we may not have seen yet. So I was trying like, oh my god, if somebody just was an asshole and posted any kind of spoiler, I was trying to delete it before anyone saw it, but that wasn't what it was. But yeah, Jackie's saying how, she wants everyone to know, she wants the world to know that she's not emotionless. She says, she said I hurt when everyone else hurts. You know what I'm saying? How she equates being emotional to being a weakness, but that's how she copes with things. And but she said, I do love you. I liked what she said because she admitted that she is aware that she comes off like she does not care, but that's not her intent, and how she does love her husband. And it's just a thing. And some people do feel like if I'm too emotional, if I show too much of my vulnerability, that I can come off weak, and I don't want to be weak. So let me be as strong as I can at all times. And it's a thing that she could admit that is what it is, and how she knows that's what it is, and she should basically just change it. He just tells her, how she's not alone, and, he's willing to do the work with her to fix them. And I think people forget they are still a married couple who have been together for years, and he made a horrible mistake. It does not mean that she absolutely positively has to leave him. Cheating is not the end all be all for some people. So we should be happy that they're willing to work towards fixing their marriage and fixing that huge mistake. And that Curtis is admitting he has to help fix it. That it's not just on Jackie, but he has to be actively willing to fix this fucked up thing that he did. And she says how she know that she needs to soften. So I thought that was a great thing as well. And when they go back to their seats, they hug. He hugs her, she's hugging him, and you can hear her kind of crying a little bit, and then he says, it's going to be okay. And you can see her sobbing and hugging him tighter and tighter. I think Jackie loves her husband. She misses her husband. And because he did this fucked up thing, I think that she was stuck between the thing of, I'm pissed the fuck off at you. You wrong as shit for doing this, but I still love you. But I don't want people thinking I'm weak, so I can't show that I still love you. And she had that moment of just letting go and softening and feeling the fact that she loves her husband despite this horrible, horrible mistake that he did. So I thought that was a great thing. Toya and Eugene, because they saw what Heavenly asked Curtis and Jackie, I think they assumed this is a different kind of couples counseling. Sorry, y'all. And Heavenly asked Eugene to ask Toya, why do you disrespect me in public? And Eugene was like, I'm not asking her that. She don't disrespect me in public. I'm not asking her that. And then he says to Toya, if I felt like you disrespected me, would you think I would let it go? And she was like, absolutely not. And you know why he asked her that and why that was her answer? Because she knows her husband. And even though we as people can see the way Toya talks to him or whatever as disrespect, I think we don't know if he checks her ass when they in private. A lot of people say you don't argue in public. You shouldn't you shouldn't do things with your mate in public. You shouldn't argue. If you're a woman, you shouldn't disrespect your man. You shouldn't make him feel less than. I do wonder if Toya says things that are stupid and crazy and rude that we would not say to our spouse or our husband, but he doesn't find what she says as disrespectful. But if he do feel some kind of way, we can't say whether or not he checks her in private. So I think she know how far to go with Eugene. I think she know that because when he said, "Would I let it go?" and she said, "Absolutely not," meaning he's checked her ass before about what he won't allow. We just not privy to that because we're not in their marriage. And I love how he took a stand and said, "I'm not asking my wife that because I'm not gonna let y'all put it out there as if I felt disrespected because I did not." And he like, because she said, "Well, I'm asking the questions," and he said, "You asked the question because you want to know. It ain't got nothing to do with me." He said, "I'm not asking her that. You feel that she does that, not me." And I said, "I know that's right." Heavenly was asking questions, as we said later on in the episode, that some viewers probably have and want to know. But sometimes that ain't how you fix or bring up people's issues, because it just causes more issues. So, you can tell he was pissed off. You can tell he was angry. Not even angry, but he was pissed off. He just didn't like the question. She then asked Toya to ask him, "Do I make you happy, or is it just the material things?" And she rolled her eyes and said, "I'm not asking my husband that. My husband wouldn't ask me that motherfucking question." I'm like, "Go ahead, Toya. Let her ass know." And then, her and Eugene both kind of look at each other and says, no, because Heavenly said, "Well, these are the questions I wanted to ask." And then they was like, "Well, whatever, we're not doing that." And Eugene said, "You know what? I think we are doing pretty well." And the twin said, "I know that's right, Daddy." And they kissed and they walked away. Even though you ain't got to call me Daddy. From there, Toya gets upset and saying, "Sit your ass down in them chairs so we can ask you and Damon some questions." Toya's upset. Toya feels judged, basically. So Toya's upset. Toya's yelling because she thought the questions that Heavenly asked was some shady ass shit. It was shady, but it was things that the public would like to know. Damon kind of pulls Heaven to the side to stop it from escalating, and he just says to her, "Don't forget, it's not just you up there asking these questions. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect what I'm saying." And she said, "Okay," because I think she was going to try to justify if she would be up there like arguing with people, and he like, "Don't do that." And what I like what Damon did was because what he said in one way or another was, "It ain't about you. I'm your husband, and you represent me. So you can't be up there acting all stupid." Damon got Heavenly's ass in line. Heavenly might go off and act the plum D fool when he ain't around, but when Damon is there, baby, it's a way that Heavenly acts differently. She's more calm, and she catch herself a lot quicker. And I see within this particular episode, Damon caught her before she was able to go full Heavenly, and I like that. We then see Toya and Jackie talking, basically, and Toya is feeling judged. She feels like, she said, "I felt like Heavenly was being rude and she was judging us." And, Jackie was saying how, "Don't cry." I think she's asking questions that fans and that the world would want to ask us, and that's her intent, even though her delivery is all kinds of fucked up. Okay. And Mariah then comes up because Jackie's sitting there talking to Toya. Toya's crying and everything. Jackie's wiping her tears, and I thought that was a beautiful moment of just them being there for each other. And when Mariah walks over, and she's also confronting Toya and everything, and she then says to Jackie, "Don't feel bad by fighting for your marriage. You have every right to fight for your marriage, and not only that, you don't have the answers and not to nobody here about wanting to fight for it." She then said, "I've been in your shoes. I've been where you've been." And then they kind of looked at her, and then Toya said, "Well, Aiden?" And she said, "Yeah." She was like, "Me and Aiden's marriage isn't perfect." Her confession, she also says how, we've been married over 10 years and it's been good and it's been bad. We've had our issues, including infidelity. She said, "But the thing about it is you have to be able to want to work towards making it better, wanting to work towards fixing it. And not only that, both parties have to be on the same page, meaning I can't be pissed off and mad at you still if you trying to fix it, and I'm saying I'm trying to fix it, but I'm really not, 'cause I'm still mad." You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to be on the same page. If your wife is still mad, you need to still be trying to get her out of that mad stage. You can't try to fix the marriage when she's still upset. You got to fix her, how she feels first, and then move forward from there. And she said how her and Aiden just basically made the decision to fight for their marriage. And as I said, marriage has all kind of, people think you get married and it's just so easy. He or she can't do nothing wrong. And if they do something wrong, I want a divorce. That's why some people shouldn't be married, because you have to understand it's not easy. And you have to make that choice. What is your make it or break it moment for your marriage? But you also have to make a choice of what can we overcome. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thin line. I'm not in any way saying, oh, if he cheat, just stay with him. I ain't saying that. Not at all. I'm saying your first reaction can't be, I want a divorce. I think sometimes, unless y'all here fucking all kind of people. You know, if y'all here fucking multiple, it's a difference between the person who cheated and the person who's a cheater. I think I've said this before. If he just cheating with all kind of people and he ain't caring about your marriage, you can't do that. He or she. But sometimes it might take some time, but some people, as we know for a fact, were able to move past and work through infidelity. The same way if your boyfriend cheat, you get pissed off and y'all break up for a day or two, a month or two, and then y'all get back together. It's the same thing from a goddamn husband. Don't get me, I know Jackie said how, Mariah sharing her truth kind of helps her realize where she is in her situation with Curtis, meaning, she is probably at the point where she's ready to process reconciliation. And Mariah said how she just wanted Jackie to know what her and Curtis are going through. It's just a phase. It's just a phase within the marriage that is going through something tough. And I'm like, okay, Mariah, you getting back to the graces, girl. Go ahead, Mariah. The next thing we see is Simone and Cecil. Lord Jesus. Now Cecil was saying, I got a bad feeling. I don't know, but I got a bad feeling. Whenever someone's I got a bad feeling, just don't even do it. Just walk away and say, you know what? No, thank you. But they didn't. And Simone had to ask him, was it fair for you to invest our money without talking to me first? Honey, Curtis is like, this is some bullshit. He then says, at times we do things that are not right. Just like you bought that Maserati. Honey, flashback to season 1 or maybe season 2. It might have been season 2. When Simone went out and bought a Maserati without talking to him. Just went out and spent their money on a purchase. And he kind of, said it's apples and oranges. And Simone was like, no, we can't do tit for tat, stay on you. You can't. And he said, no, I ain't trying to do tit for tat. And he said, I'm also not saying that I did that in retaliation for what you did then. He said, but I'm saying it's kind of the same thing. And from there, things just kind of got out of hand. Simone was saying, do you really want to be here and reconnect? Is that really what you want? He like, is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? With these questions, these ain't not reconnecting questions. I'm like, and it kind of sort of isn't. So you could see why he was pissed off. And, he get up and he leave and he yelling and he yelling. Cecil pissed off, baby. He pissed off. So he go off one way, Simone off another way saying, you wrong. And I think she's in that because he blew up, so bad or whatever. And Simone, he think he perfect. He think all the issues is on me. And it's not. He not perfect. He got issues too. And I'm looking like, well, goddamn it. Contessa is saying in her little confession how, Heavenly is not good at this. And she isn't. Let's just be honest. And, Toya saying how Heavenly, Toya is saying to Heavenly, you wrong for asking these questions. You wrong as hell for asking these questions. And Heavenly saying, well, if it ain't a problem, the question shouldn't cause an issue. And I think what Heavenly don't get is, well, I'm going to say that we talk about that a little bit later. So we see Jackie talking to Simone, just telling her, Cecil being upset kind of didn't have nothing to do with her. It wasn't personal. And then we see Eugene and Curtis going up to Cecil and telling him, you need to go back and talk to Simone and let her know you being upset wasn't about her. And he said, well, it wasn't, it wasn't about her at all. I just feel like this exercise was not built to help anyone. It's not being helpful at all. It's really fucking messy. So go back and talk to Simone so that she know your blow up had nothing to do with her, so she does not feel attacked. And he do go back and he talked to her. He said that, and she said, you can't be getting mad like that. You can't be blowing up. He said, I know. I just didn't like the exercise, and then he didn't. Quad and Gregory. Toya, Heavenly said, ask him, do you appreciate me? Greg says, I do, but, I feel like you don't go as far for me as I would go for you. And then I'm like, Lord Jesus, why do we do that? He tells her at times he felt like she isn't available. I feel like sometimes you put your job and your friends before me. And she's like, I feel like that you think that I should be happy because I'm married to a doctor, and that how I should be happy because you pay all the bills. She then says, your doctor title, it's just that. It's just a title. I'm looking like, man, look. We all know Greg felt a certain kind of way because, as he has said before, he worked very, very hard to be a doctor. You know how hard it could be for black men to be a doctor, back in the day? Because, they older. So sometimes it's not as easy. And who knows what he had to go through to really become a psychiatrist. And he said, no, I worked for this. I work for this. It's who I am. And you either can love me for who I am or you can't. Meaning you can't keep trying to say that me being a doctor don't mean nothing. Because to me, it does. And you saying that it's just a title is almost disrespectful to me, because you're disrespecting what I've worked hard at accomplishing. And she then said, oh, I should love you when you don't do the masculine things in the house. I'm looking like, she better not bring up this goddamn trash. And what did she bring up? The goddamn trash. He like, that's bullshit. This is some bullshit. I take care of you and I have since I got with you. Now, when he said that, honey, Mariah was like, yeah. She didn't say, yeah. She put that hand up like it was a yes. And she said, Quad has an issue with admitting and showing appreciation for the fact that Greg took care of her since he's been with her. And I think it goes both ways. I think Greg can give Quad more attention to what she wants, but I also do think Quad can't keep downsizing his title of a doctor. She can't keep acting as if he helped her and took care of her, that means nothing now that she's making her own money. I think you can't disregard someone who has helped you, and you shouldn't disregard someone who has not only helped you but also built himself up to be this doctor that he's proud to be. He's good to be proud to be a doctor, boy, whatever. She like, oh, so I should I should take the trash out. Pissed him off. He like, if I can't get to it, you can't help a brother out. I'm just like, it was just funny because they keep bringing up this trash issue. I think it's more of a metaphor though of how she just wants him to pay attention to her basically. And Sabone and DNC is getting real heated. They're like, you know what, Heavenly, you're not equipped to deal with this. We don't have no real therapist here to do this. This has to end. We don't want to see them arguing, fussing, and fighting because Greg is pissed. It's not going good at all. And Greg is trying to say, let me say something. And Quad keep talking. He like, Quad, can I just get, as your husband, can I talk? Can I say something? And she kept talking, and everyone is saying, Quad, let the man talk. Meaning this is something else. Quad sometimes disregard him as a man too. But at the same time, Greg he be fucking with her. And they be tit for tat each other. But anyway, he ends up saying how, I feel like this exercise, I know what you're trying to do. You were trying to have everyone talk about things that they're trying to avoid in their marriage. Like, I completely get that. He says, however, you can't open a can of worms unless you have a way to put the lid back on. He said, you didn't have a lid to put it back on, so it's just chaos everywhere, honey. And they like, yeah, right. Mariah gonna say, and he's a psychiatrist. God damn it, Mariah. It was just funny to me when he said that. When she said that. And then, Damon because Damon can see they're all mad at his wife because she's the one who has been asking these questions. And, y'all know I be multitasking on a goddamn time. He just says how, Heavenly at times have issues expressing herself the right way. She does not he said he also, he said even the experts have stuff to learn, so we see this is her learning point. She has to learn from this. And, he like, me and Heavenly also have issues too. And so I'm like, well, that ain't what she said. That ain't what she said. Because she did say they didn't have any issues. When she said they had minor issues, and he said, no, they have deep issues. He said, we just haven't talked about them. And, as they all saying, well, she didn't say that, she, whatever. Here come Heavenly. Don't overtalk my husband. And I love the damn day. He was like, nope, don't do that. Because Heavenly be wanting to go extra for no goddamn reason. And Damon be having a shush laugh. Like, look, you can't do that all the time. It ain't about that, right? They already pissed off at you. And I'm trying to save you. So just be still. Just be still. And, he says how, she has to grow in the area of learning to correctly express herself. He like, I'm going to help her work on that. He said, but please forgive her for any mistakes that she might have made in how she had this exercise go. He said, and if I've offended any of y'all by what went on here tonight, I apologize too. And Damon fixed it. Okay, Damon was able to do what Heavenly could not have done. Damon could not have seen them. If Damon seen them questions and he didn't say, maybe no, maybe we shouldn't ask these particular questions, he in on trying to make a scene. I think the questions that Heavenly asked them were valid fan questions, but those fan questions was not going to help those couples, and that's the difference. So we see that whole thing. What else happened? We see the girls. We seen it was Quad, Mariah, and Toya went on a little ride, to go find Rihanna's home, well, her birth home, basically. They found it, took a picture in front of it, we see the men basically hanging out, and what did they talk about? They just told Greg that he has to sometime pay more attention to Quad, how Quad, who keep bringing up the trash, it's not really about the trash. It's more that she just wants him to pay more attention to her. And we even see we see how Damon says, I have a list of things my wife wants me to do around the house. It's like 20 different things. I've had it for years. He's saying, I just have to do it because it is what it is, and sometimes it irks my nerves. He said, but however, then she'll do something like out the blue. She takes me to Barbados and finds my father's grave. And he was like, so, we have to put in, that attention to our wives, and we don't even know what they putting into us and what they're paying attention to. So I did love that. I think that was a really good thing. And the ending was them at a last dinner. And the last dinner, it was nice. They all didn't admit how the day before was horrible. But Cecil says how they are all family. So for him, it was hard to watch the family argue, meaning you watching each couple get mad at each other or just not have a good moment. And so for him, he said he didn't like that part. Simone said at the end of the day, they all love each other, and basically everybody's in an okay place. It's a good thing. Even Contessa saying that she loved how she seen how when each person was feeling some kind of way, someone went to them to comfort them. So you can see how much of a family they really are. Even with the fact that Mariah was on this trip, and no fists were thrown, and no fists were thrown, and no one said your mama nothing, and it wasn't that much shade thrown. It was enough shade thrown, but it was what it was. But overall, it was a good trip. You know what I'm saying? And then it starts raining like crazy, and they got to raining sad. So it was really good. And that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this particular review. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.